Hey, mighty men of God, Joe Martin here with Real Men Connect, where we help good men become great men God's way, by providing them with real answers to real problems in the real world. Welcome to the Real Men Ride Along. I'm on my way to pick up my daughter from school, so I figured I'd shoot this video for you real quick. And I'm addressing a question that is actually probably one of the biggest frustrations that we face as parents, as employers, as entrepreneurs. You'll get my point in just a second. Said, Joe, what is the biggest frustration you can face as a parent, entrepreneur, or a boss? That's motivating the unmotivated. Let me say that again. That's motivating the unmotivated. One of the top questions I get asked as an educator, now as a men's ministry leader, is, Joe, how do we motivate the men in our church? Joe, how do we motivate the men in our organization? How do we motivate the employees in my company? How do I motivate the kids in my class? Now, I got to tell you personally, as an educator and now as a men's ministry leader, it's one thing to be frustrated in motivating kids, because I tell you, kids, I mean, they have the attention span of a gnat, so it's hard to keep their attention, let alone motivate them. But it's frustrating when you see kids with so much potential and so much greatness in them, and it's hard for them to get driven and motivated and focused on achieving. And so that's frustrating as a parent. But I got to tell you this, something that's more frustrating than trying to motivate an unmotivated child is trying to motivate an unmotivated man. Wow. Or any adult for that matter, but especially men. Guys, I got to tell you, I have a low tolerance when it comes to people who won't take initiative and won't go after it. But I've had to learn that God has had to deal with me on this, because I realized that I have to respond differently and respond better. And that's why I'm shooting this video for you, because I do get to ask that question a lot. Joe, how do you motivate the unmotivated? Now, first of all, I'm gonna give you some good news and some bad news. Now, first of all, the bad, let me give you the bad news first. How do you motivate the unmotivated? You can't. All right, you can't do it. That's the bad news. Now, I know that sounds negative and it sounds bad, but I'm telling you, if we could motivate the unmotivated, if somebody figured that out, don't you know somebody be rich right now? Right now, I wouldn't be in the front seat of this car. I'll be in the back seat and somebody be chauffeuring me around town. That's the holy grail if you're a team leader, a coach, a mentor, or a boss, is trying to motivate and fire up your employees. But what we found out that it's impossible to sustain. But obviously, there's got to be some good news, because we do have people who are motivated. So the question is, so let's rephrase the question, and I'm going to give you what the real answer is. One, how do you motivate people who are unmotivated? And what do we mean by unmotivated? You want it more for them than they want it for themselves. You want it more for them than they want it for themselves. That's why it's so hard for us to deal with. Like, why do I want you to lose weight more than you want to lose weight? Why do I want you to stop smoking more than you want to stop smoking? Why do I want you to stop looking at porn more than you want to stop looking at porn? Why do I want you to be a better husband than you want to be? But you get my point. So if it's impossible to motivate the unmotivated, what can you do for the unmotivated? Listen to me. Here's what it is. You stay motivated. That's it. That's it. You stay motivated. You be motivated. You stay motivated. Always on point, ready to light somebody else on fire. That's all we can do. That's the best that we can do. See, the thing is, they're not going to move in our timing. It's going to be in God's timing, and especially when they're willing. Even God won't force them to do anything. So they have to be ready to take action. They have to be ready to move and ready to change. And we can't dictate that. So what do we do in the meantime while we're waiting? Is wait and stay motivated. So if ever they get that unction, if anything, that spark, all of a sudden they get it and they wake up and they realize that, man, I need to change. If you're in their vicinity, that means that if you're on fire, they can get a light from you. And that's all we can do. We have to be the flame that they can get a light from. That's why we are to take our light that God has given us, that God has put on the inside of us, and take it out to a dark world. And maybe where we shine that light, it might be shown. But some people are going to receive it, and some people are going to reject it. And in either case, it's okay. We just have to be obedient to what God has called us to do. So how do you motivate the unmotivated? It's impossible. But it is possible that you can stay motivated, so they'll be inspired to get motivated. You know, they say what's impossible for man is possible for God. And as long as you stay motivated, it is possible that God can use you to inspire and motivate other people. So guys, I hope that this blessed you. A little quick message before I pick up my daughter from school. But I hope that it bless you. If it did, please share with another brother, especially if it's a brother that you're mentoring or you're coaching and trying to motivate him. Share it with him. Guys, remember, we're males by birth, but we are men by choice. So we must choose every single day and stay motivated to be the male and the man that God has called and created us to be. So until next time, be strong, be blessed, and as always, stay in God's grip. Talk to you soon.